Remember, any wreck you can crawl away from is a good one. Skronkier than ever. That's a jumbo puff with an appetite. Ain't no fuzz. Better put an end to it before it ends our world. Uh-oh. The jumbo puff is kicking it up a notch. It's time for an electric performance. Ouch! A couple of more hits and it's a fried circuit board. bad feeling about this. It goes all the way down to the stomach. Start like a snack, and you'll end up with a ride down the intestinal canal. It's too close to the end station. Better move up and away, or be swept out the bowel way. Wow, what a super-sized wormwing. That must be as big as the torus is pumping at half a beat. You know what to do. You see, it's what's on the inside that counts. That meaty torus better pumped out than flushed down. Don't let it happen again. Who would have guessed it would go down with a throw-up? Can it really get any better than that? He thanks you for dealing with the first WorldEater. It's a start. You should go see Out of Date and find out what you can about the machine he's named the Ark. You're good-hearted enough, so you'll have no problem getting him to share the information with you. He trusts you know where to find Out of Date by now. He's always been at the foot of the tree, and that hasn't changed. He's helped Out of Date to get the Ark hardware restored. There's just some wiring left to do before the vessel's ready for takeoff. He just needs to reroute the excessive high spark to run through the proper plug in the system, so it won't break the path if it blows. Gizmo isn't sure you'll need to make use of the Ark, though. It looks like your efforts to save the tree and the world are paying off. He knows your good-hearted nature means you won't leave him behind, but you need to work on yourself if he's going to be isolated with you in the Ark. There are things you don't see eye to eye on. It's not that he doesn't care about others, but the fact that the Ark only has 4 extra seats means you have to be picky when choosing company.
So, what we have here is an opportunity to help your next. There's a seat open on the Ark should you want to offer it as a gesture of appreciation.
Why? You don't need anyone else but yourself and me, of course, but I'm a part of you, so that doesn't count.
If you want to go quickly, go alone. If you want to go further, go together. The only one we'd want to get away quickly from here is darkness.
But you know you can't go on without me. Even if I'm bad company, I complete you.
I think we can finally agree on something. It is better to be alone than in bad company. But best of all is being good company yourself.
He's been thinking this whole thing with the Ark through and has decided he won't be joining you. First off, he isn't 100% sure he's got the wiring right, and really, he doesn't think he can stand being in that enclosed space with you for long. Gizmo will always make time for you. Says you should take it easy. It's a wild sensation to be away from the open air. Out of Date says that from what he's heard, you've been busy. He says he appreciates what you've done so far, but unfortunately he's got urgent news from his friend Noco in the east. Out of Date says that even though he's unsure about your intentions, he hopes you'll support Noco. He says he'll point you in the right direction, but finding Noco and making sure she gets what she needs is up to you. That doesn't sound good. Out of Date was spot on. The hoof puff needs to be stopped. Out of Date says that Noco is worried now that the Eastern WorldEater is stepping up its activity. He explains that Noco keeps a fabled steed that she has planned to ride out to the WorldEater, but needs help to get it prepared. Out of Date suggests that you should head east as fast as possible and see what you can do to help. He's happy to help. Seems surprised you have to go. Dismounted. So many trees in this region. It's the porky-puff nibbling bark. It took quite a liking to the crunchy stuff after munching down Out of Date's leg. Unleash the quacks. Ain't that cute? A two-bit playing with quacks. Can you feel it? It's the brisk wind of change. Don't let this opportunity slide. He thanks you for dealing with another World Eater. You're halfway there. He's got word Out of Date spotted lupin and has a feeling your time has come. He hopes you're up for it. Even though you're good-hearted, you shouldn't miss this opportunity to confront the predator. Just head back to the foot of the tree. Fingers crossed lupin will stay put until you're there. Got word you found the greatest glider of all, an ark, and it's all good to go. Can't imagine how that would feel, to zoom so fast. Funny that you found an ark when you don't need to go anywhere in it. The world's still going to be here. Proud of you for thinking about helping before escaping, either way. Wonders if there are any open seats left in that fancy ark glider of yours.
So, what we have here is an opportunity to help your next. There's a seat open on the ark should you want to offer it as a gesture of appreciation.
Why? You don't need anyone else but yourself and me, of course, but I'm a part of you, so that doesn't count.
If you want to go quickly, go alone. If you want to go further, go together. The only one we'd want to get away quickly from here is darkness.
But you know you can't go on without me. Even if I'm bad company, I complete you.
I think we can finally agree on something. It is better to be alone than in bad company. But best of all is being good company yourself.
Feels thrilled to snag a seat in your ark. Can't wait to glide through the skies. Goop knows he's repeating himself, but can't help talking to you. Says talking to you was interesting. Make sure you know how to get back. Out of Date says the time has come for you to reconcile with your past. Lupin is still staying in the camp where he was brought up. He hopes you'll find the answers you are looking for there. Even though darkness is a part of your nature, he suggests you try to keep your cool, as the best fighter is never angry. He'll point you in the right direction, but the rest is up to you. This part of the journey is one you'll have to do on your own. Lupin's camp has always been there, hidden deep inside the mountains. Out of Date hopes you'll find your way and the answers you were looking for once you're there. He knows he said it before, but the time has come to put an end to the Lupin's reign of terror. You should get over there, come face to face with destiny. It's going to be you against the Lupin. No rules. He's happy to help. The tree remains intact, but you must all make a change to save it. Has plenty to do, so no worries. He guesses you're back for more. Says you should take it easy. Take your time and enjoy the daylight. Ah, the Gnote pen. Noco never leaves this place. She's always put the living things first. Let's see.
Puri kumbala muma. Bendrine senema.
Nooks isn't an easy language, but at least it's manageable. She says she is so happy to see you again.
Inyavaldo kanyala notoro.
She wonders if you remember her. She's Noco. She let you ride her majut when you were a kid.
Inyavaldo.
Noco remembers you used to chase around with so much energy and is glad to see you haven't lost any of that spark. But that's all long gone now, though. Memories show us where we've been, not where we're going. Seems reluctant to even say its name. It's become personal to her too, since it's taken so many of her innocent gnotes as prey. Noco remembers those days too, but she never lets herself wallow in them, no matter how tempting that can be. She sees you're back to buck with lupin. Can't see how there's any way to avoid that now. Not for long, at least.
Andro amun.
She says the horrors of your younger days were enough to ruin anyone, but not you. You've got all that cheer about you still. Noco says history is like the trail you've been on. You can walk back down it any time you like, until it's worn smooth. But you get to blaze your own trail from here. Then you are stronger than her. She can't help wanting lupin to pay for what he did to her gnotes, despite the fact it's against her nature.
It's like the whole world is glowing.
Oh, shine like that and the dark disappears.
Now that's the right idea, Doug. Just disappear.
You know, I'm starting to think you don't like me.
I don't!
Beri amun.
Asks how many paths you've wandered in the world, and if you ever wonder about what might have changed if you'd taken different ones. You can't do everything you want, can't go everywhere, can't see everything, only what you can. So happy the world is going to live, would have been crushed to see all the gnotes die with it. Likes that you stood up for the world and spurred your way toward helping it out. Glad you saw the light with the myriad. They always bring a sparkliness to any day, and sometimes the nights too. They're just so shiny, makes her smile to think about them. But let's not speak of that now. She has an idea where the majut might have gone, as there's no other place it likes as much as its own corner of the open wild. She's even named it the Majut Meadow. The majut will recognize the scent you've attracted while being here, so it'll probably trust you enough to follow you.
Tukonda.
You should lead the majut back here when you find it. It's going to take time to get it calm enough to be able to ride out to the WorldEater.
Ala, kala, kala.
She's sad that something as wild as the hoof puff can't be tamed, but has to come to terms with the fact that you need to stop it. Such a windswept place. You found the majut meadow. Watch out for the majut. So much damage. Crunch. Blasting everything to bits. Oh, painful. Every day, everything seems like it happens at once.
It's intended. Ala.
Now that the majut is back in the pen, it seems calm, but Noco is still concerned.
Amun.
She says the majut is still anxious, but fortunately she knows just the thing it needs to calm down.
Ferena masalapu. Ala.
The majut once found and ate a bonbon gummy by mistake, and that the chewing really calmed it down.
Kanoruta. Beri. Kialduma le canoto.
She says that you should find some bonbon gummies for the majut by the Crossway. At least, that's where she found some last time.
Polakuto. Ferena masalapu. Pialtuma.
It's easy to describe. A crossway is where roads meet in a knot and merge. This one is in Sector 7J, if you're familiar with Out-of-Date's map. Try to be friends with the beast. A crossway. This means you have a choice to make. Which way? The right key could open this. Easy does it. Go make the most of the day. That cranks like these usually need to be wound to operate. Just a few moves left. Make them count. What you see is what you get. Once it's out of the blind box, that is. That's more than stuff. You shouldn't flick the switches in order to greenlight the current and activate the electrons in the panel. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Good. The loop is electrified enough to spark. With its attention diverted to the chewy bonbon gummy, the majut calms down. But Noco is still concerned. She's relieved the majut has calmed down, but you'll need a heavier sit-tight to ride it than the one she's got. The only sit-tight she can think of that would be heavy enough is one she's spotted mounted on an old world mecha majut.
masama inyadaldo.
If she remembers correctly, she spotted it at the Smilo shopperia while scavenging for treats for the gnotes. That's not so far away.
Kanamunt inyadaldo masama.
Seems the old world had plenty to offer, an all-in-one place for those obsessed with material things. Almost too much, if you ask her. A mount peak is always farther away than it looks. The Smilo shopperia. Guess shopping here put a smile on your face. Just stay down. Stay away from that biohazard. You'll want to wash yourself off for a month. iBox is like locked, but good. Need a key. It feels like an ancient dungeon down here. You need to line up the switches so they match. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. Now hold on. Sit tight. Isn't that the mecha majut over there? You need to loosen the bolts without rattling the mecha majut. Just a few moves left. Make them count. That's it. The sit-tight is loose. Time to stop horsing around and get the sit-tight back to noco.
Kanoruta, dere inadabsunka.
Now that the majut's got a mouthful of bonbon gummy and the brand new sit-tight is in place, the majut is ready to ride.
Sana yote, taifanamenuma.
Noco's been training another fantabulous little critter that'll hopefully become a distraction for the hoof puff when you confront it.
Monibasa, pialtuma, taifanamenuma.
She's called them glitter moths, and the best way to find them is to go talk to Meadow. She's asked him to keep them somewhere safe. You'll find Meadow at Bright Light. He's a light-headed fellow, but hopefully he'll remember where he stored the moths.
Vaiseno Kasamanwaru.
He's been able to literally shed some light in the darkness for her over the years, but also because of his cheerful manner. With the world getting darker by the day, there's not much time left to save it, and even though you've just met, he feels you're bound to play a huge part in that. Figures that doesn't make it any less worth fighting. You found your way through the darkness. You shine like the sun in the sky, but will you use that power to warm the world or burn it? Hopes you see how much good you can do with power like that, and how easy it is to let it drive you mad. No matter where your path takes you, though, it's important to remember where you came from. The past bright lights the present. Wonders if you know how much of an effect you've had upon the world. Your presence changes things like light changes darkness. Did you realize that when choosing where to shine? Says he can see that in the way you brighten everything up. So happy you know you're helping brighten the world. There's plenty of it that's still worth saving. Whatever happens to the world, you shone as bright as you could. That matters more than you know. Says you did the right thing in taking up with the Myriad. They buy lots of his lamps. That's a tribe that believes in the bright things in the world. It's clear you do. Nothing shines as bright as being right. Says he can see by the twinkle in your eyes that you're not here to talk about your allies. He assumes you are here to be enlightened. He can't blame you, as everything just feels dark and hopeless these days. There's something about you, like you're knit together. Your fate's connected. What you've said, he feels too. So why not call him Me Too? He senses you're like the dayfly, living every day like it's your last, afraid that when night comes, it might be proved right. Believes no one is entirely dark. Even the worst have a spark of good in them. Meadow says he's not only into those who shine bright, he likes things that glitter too. He reckons you haven't seen a glitter moth, and says it's about time you did. Even though they're nesting near gone grass, they never run out of glow. Finding yourself a glitter moth would give you that glimmer of hope you need to continue all the way to the end. Glows with delight at your bright passion for the light. This rope seems solid. sucked hard. Glittermoth Cave is right here. The world is full of secrets waiting to be uncovered. Scrapalicious.
Minä lagi mamuru.
That's enough glittermoths to make her plan work.
Kala.
She wants you to stop worrying about the paths you've ridden and focus on the inevitable road ahead, the one that leads to confrontation with the WorldEater. The hoof puff is evidence of the duality of evolution, utterly beautiful and grotesque at the same time. She means that the hoof puff has had more time to eat at the root as it's been isolated in the Knoopstonies mountains. So, based on that alone, she reckons it has suffered as much damage as the northwest root that's hidden beneath the surf. Everything in nature is dual, and so is evolution as it struggles to find balance in creation. She wonders what could be more beautiful than imperfection. Supposedly, mounts like that can smell fear. We all share the same destiny. Destruction or survival. That sealed the fate of the third World Eater. Just one more to go. Out of Date asked to see you again to congratulate you and let you in on the final phases of his plan. This is your chance to get his priorities aligned with yours. Do right by your tribe and the world at large. Just head back to the Ark. He seemed eager to see you again. She wonders if the rumors she's heard about you finding the Ark are true. She's thrilled you found one. There's nothing you can't do. With the world recovering, the Ark would be a wonderful way to see it. So much faster than even her favorite gnotes. Loves that you did your best to help the world rather than hurt it. You could have used much more of that, even before you returned. Any idea who might be joining you on your Arky journeys?
So, what we have here is an opportunity to help your next. There's a seat open on the Ark should you want to offer it as a gesture of appreciation.
Why? You don't need anyone else but yourself and me, of course, but I'm a part of you, so that doesn't count.
If you want to go quickly, go alone. If you want to go further, go together. The only one we'd want to get away quickly from here is darkness.
But you know you can't go on without me. Even if I'm bad company, I complete you.
I think we can finally agree on something. It is better to be alone than in bad company. But best of all is being good company yourself.
Feels deeply honored that you'd want her to come with you. An Ark is no gnote, but she can't pass this up. She's coming aboard. Noco knows she's known for saying things over again. Understands you have things to do. It's harder for others to see you in the dark. You've been waiting a long time for this, and now it's finally here. Time to get going to Lupin's camp. He's happy to help. Glad you ran into Gizmo, as he can't go anywhere. Has plenty to do, so no worries. He guesses you're back for more. You've been waiting a long time for this. He guesses you're back for more. Has plenty to do, so no worries.